Well, today we're going to talk something about audiology and acoustics. And this topic is very simple, but at some point of time we may find a bit confusing. So let's clear them up. So today's topic is audiology, audiology and acoustics. This is not for physics students; it's for medical students. you know, so we don't have to go in that much deep. Anyways, let's discuss from very simple. You may laugh at first time. This is sound. Okay, what is sound? Sound, is a form of energy, which is produced by, vibration of any object. Okay, and we might know the velocity of sound at 20 degree at sea level is around 344 meter per second. Okay, some books may say 332, but the book I used that says 344 meter per second. Okay, and let's go into next term, that is frequency. Okay, what is frequency? It's number of cycles per second. Okay, there's a frequency, and its unit is hertz. Okay, its unit is hertz, and it's named after scientist Heinrich Rudolf Hertz. Okay, and if someone says a sound of 1,000 hertz, then he means that the sound produces 1,000 cycles on vibration per second. Okay, now let's get into the third point, that is pure tone. The sound we've been hearing all day long, that is kind of complex sound, and that means it has many frequencies in it. So if any object produces a sound, that has a single frequency, and that is pure tone. Okay, pure tone means a single frequency sound. Okay, a pure tone of 125 hertz, suppose. A pure tone of 1,000 hertz. Okay, it's like that. So let's get into number 4, complex sound. Or complex tone, complex sound. Complex sound means, sound with more than one frequency, like human voice, like music, the sound that you hear in daily life. So human voice is the best example. Human voice, okay? And number 5, what is pitch? Pitch is nothing but it's just the subjective sensation of the frequency. Okay, if someone has high frequency, the pitch will be higher. If low frequency, pitch will be lower. Okay, and number 6, what is overtone? So every complex sound has a fundamental frequency. Okay, every complex sound has a fundamental frequency. The lowest frequency at which a source vibrates, that is the fundamental frequency. And all the frequencies above that tone are called the overtones. Okay, every tone, every frequency that is greater than the fundamental frequency, that is the overtone. So these overtones determine the quality and timbre of the sound. I hope you got this. Now, intensity. Intensity, these days it has been like quite a English word, literary word. We use this in daily life. Okay, this is not only the scientific word. So intensity is nothing but it's the strength of sound, which determines the loudness. The more the intensity, the more the loudness. So if you want to understand mathematically, suppose this is unit square area. Okay. Sorry, yeah, this is unit square area, and a source of sound is producing sound, and the sound waves are falling into this, unit square area perpendicularly. So the amount of sound waves that are entering into this unit area being perpendicular to its plane, it's called intensity of the sound. Okay, I hope you got that. So greater the intensity, greater will be the loudness. So for example, whisper, if somebody whispers, he produces 30 decibel of intensity, or simply loudness. Okay, and normal conversation produces 60 decibel, and pain in the ear will start at 130 decibel. Okay, so now you might be clear. The unit of intensity of sound is decibel. Decibel. Okay, decibel is 1/10 of the bell. Okay, and now let's get into this loudness. Okay, loudness. So what is loudness? Loudness is, okay, loudness is a subjective experience. Subjective experience. Okay, it's a subjective experience of the intensity of the sound, of the intensity of sound. So more the intensity of the sound, greater is the loudness. More the intensity, greater is the loudness. Now, point number 9, that is decibel. dB. Okay, as I already told you here, this is 1/10 of the bell, and this bell is named after our great scientist Alexander Graham Bell. Okay, Alexander Graham Bell, he is the inventor of telephone. So decibel, it represents the logarithm with base 10 of sound pressure level of S1 by sound pressure level of S0. Here 20. Okay, I'll explain how this expression came. Actually, decibel, it's not a exact figure. Okay, it's not an exact figure, but it's a logarithmic ratio of two sounds, sound being described and the reference sound. So the reference sound has SPL of 0.002. Okay, the reference sound, this sound has the SPL of 0.0002 dynes per cm square, or 20 micropascal, which roughly corresponds to the threshold of hearing in normal subject at 1000 Hz, that is 0 decibel. So you might be confused, what is this SPL and what is this dyne per cm square? Okay, let me make this clear. Sound can be measured in power, that is watt per cm square, or in pressure. Okay, in pressure. by dyne per cm square, because the pressure equals to force by area, and CGS unit of force is dyne in area cm square. That's why its unit is dyne per cm square. And since the formula, the formula for decibel of sound is actually 10 times logarithm of base 10 and the power of S1 by power of S0. Since power is directly proportional to square of sound pressure level, we can replace this power as 10 log 10 SPL of S1 by SPL of S2 whole square. Okay, now by using the logarithmic power rule, 10 log 10 by SPL of S1 by SPL of S0, and this square comes here, so it becomes 20 log 10 SPL of S1 by SPL of S0. Okay, SPL, so SPL is nothing but it's the sound pressure level. Okay, when the sound travels in the form of compression and rarefaction, it makes the air molecules vibrate. Okay, air molecules around this to vibrate. So these air molecules actually exerts pressure on the surface of anybody. So the pressure exerted by the air molecules that has been vibrated by the sound waves is called the sound pressure level. And this is the same sound pressure level we're talking about here. Okay, so I hope you're clear with this decibel thing. Yeah, now the point number 10. Okay, at point number 10 we're going to discuss noise. Since childhood we've been using this word noise. We might have told somebody don't make noise, but what is noise actually in scientific word? Noise is actually a periodic sound, aperiodic complex sound. Complex means the sound which consists all the types of frequencies, or more than one frequency. Okay, it contains more than one frequency, that is the complex sound. So in aperiodic, the sound produced by musician, by the sound produced by singer while singing, they are very periodic, so they are given name music, they are told song because they are periodic. Okay, they follow a timing. But if some sound which has many frequencies and which do not follow the timing, which have no any period, okay, in which we cannot guess the periodicity, that is the noise. So basically noise can be classified into three types. Okay, noise can be classified into three types, that is white noise, narrow band noise, rather I'd say broadband noise. Okay, I'll come to this white noise later. Broadband noise, narrowband noise, and speech noise. So broadband noise, as the name goes, it means it contains all the frequencies. It contains all the frequencies within the hearing range, that is from 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz. And narrowband, it contains small section of the audible hearing range. Okay, for example, like 20 hertz to 10,000 hertz. Okay, and what is speech noise? It's noise having frequencies in the speech range. Okay, speech range, that is around 300 hertz to 3000 hertz. Okay, it may vary with book, but I've read this. Okay, so in a broadband noise, it contains all the frequencies from 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz. Okay, and those sound with those frequencies may be in same intensity or different intensity. If all the frequencies are in same intensity, then the type of noise is called white noise. Now, this white noise has many use in daily life, in office, in the place which need many privacy, so much privacy. Okay, so white noise is something that is noise that has all the frequencies within the hearing range, and in which all the frequencies has like same intensities. So this type of noise, are used in office, in many private sectors which needs privacy. Okay, this type of noise increases actually the background level. So whenever someone wants to hear the sound being produced in the environment with white noise, he or she has to produce louder sound than that of white noise. Okay, I hope you got me. And if you want to know how the white noise sound like, it's like when you are tuning on the radio and it's not catching any signal. Okay, you will hear sound like this. Okay, not exactly the same, but like this. Okay, so this type of sound is white noise. Okay, now let's come into the point number 11, and it's all about masking. What is masking? Masking is actually process of making one sound inaudible by the help of another sound. It's simple, so I don't see any point in describing more in this point. And now let's come into number 12, that is sound pressure level. Oh yeah, this this white noise, just I talked before, is used in masking other sound. Okay, now sound pressure level. As I already told, the sound waves are produced in the form of compression and rarefaction. While the sound waves are traveling, this sound wave vibrates the air molecules in the space. So these air molecules strike any surface of the body, and it causes pressure against the body. And the pressure exerted by the air molecules or the molecules of any objects that is being vibrated is called sound pressure level. Okay, the pressure exerted by the air molecules or the molecules being vibrated over any other body surface is called sound pressure level. And sound pressure level is measured by sound level meter. You can Google it, how it looks like, how the sound level is measured. Okay, so in the sound pressure level, sound can be measured as power, I already told you, or as pressure. Okay, and this is what we're talking about. And this sound pressure level, the pressure is force by area, as I talked before, dyne per semi-square is its unit. But the range, the minimum to maximum range becomes like 0.002 dyne per cm square to 200 dyne per cm square. And, if we go mathematically, then this figure, this lowest figure, is 1 million times smaller than this figure. Okay, so to avoid these large figures, we use the unit decibel. So now we can say that sound pressure level is expressed in decibel. And I've already described to you that what is decibel and how the formula came. I've already described that. And now point number 13, right? Point number 13. So there is very easy term that's just a scenes, even some layman can understand this, okay? Frequency range in normal hearing, okay? This is 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz. It's the level, a range within which the human ear can hear. Okay, now number 14, speech frequency. Speech frequency, I already described this before. No. I didn't describe that, okay? And it's a bit confusing here. The speech frequency and speech range is a bit different. The speech frequency falls within 500, 1000 and 2000 hertz. These are speech frequencies because these are the frequency which most human produce, which most human can produce. But speech range that I talked before, which equals from 300 to 3000 hertz, it has both extremities, lowest extreme and the highest extreme. These are the lowest extreme and highest extreme, but not every people can produce this sound. But these sounds frequencies are the frequencies that most of the people can produce. So this is the difference, small difference between speech range and speech frequency. Okay, now let's come into another point, that is audiometric zero. Okay, my handwriting is bad. I want to apologize bad for that. Okay, I'm sorry. Anyways, audiometric zero. Audiometric zero is, suppose there are 4 people in a group, A, B, C, D, and he can hear sound up to 10 decibel. He can hear up to minus 5 decibel. He can hear up to 10 decibel, minus 10 decibel, and he can hear up to 5 decibel. So now if we take the average of this, minus 5 minus 10 plus 5 divided by 4, it comes to a 0. So by this example, what I mean to say is audiometric zero is nothing but is the mean value of minimal audible intensity in a group of normally hearing healthy young adults. Okay, or simply we can refer this as threshold of hearing. Threshold of hearing. And here we come in number 16. In number 16, we are discussing this hearing level. So what is hearing level? It's simple, it's just a sense, it is just a sound pressure level, produced by an audiometer at a specific frequency. Okay, sound pressure level produced by an audiometer at a specific frequency. It's simple. So it is represented as at L. When we write in clinical setting, we write this as 70 decibel at L or 50 decibel at L. This way, okay? So now we come to number 17, and that is sensation level, okay? Or SL. Okay, number 17, sensation level. If someone is tasted at 40 decibel sensory level, it means he was tasted 40 decibel above threshold of hearing. Do you get me? For example, one person has threshold of hearing 0. He starts to hear from 0 decibel, and for another person, he starts to hear from not 0 but from 30 decibel. Okay, he starts to hear from 30 decibel. So if we increase the sound from the audiometer up to 40 decibel, this normal person will hear, this person A will hear 40 decibel sound. But to make this person B to hear the same intensity of sound, that is 40 decibel, we have to increase the sound level up to 70 decibel. Now you see, we have increased the sound level by 40 decibel above this threshold. Here also we have increased the sound above the threshold of hearing by 40 decibel. So this 40 is the sensation level. So in other words, sensation level refers to the sound which will produce the same sensation as a normal hearing person. And for your more information, stapedial reflex. Stapedial reflex is elicited at 7200 decibel SL. It means what? Okay, it means we have to go above 7200 decibel above the threshold of hearing for a person to produce stapedial reflex. Now here comes another easy layman term that is most comfortable level. Anybody can understand this. This is the level at which the human ear can hear very comfortably. And number 19, loudness discomfort level. Okay, loudness discomfort level is the level at which the human ear feels kind of discomfort while hearing. Okay, and it usually falls within the range of 90 to 105 decibel SL. Okay, SL means above the threshold of hearing. And okay, now let's come to the unique term, that is dynamic range. What is dynamic range? Dynamic range is the difference between the MCL and LDL. Okay, this is the dynamic range, and it's of much more clinical importance while prescribing, the patient with the hearing aids. LDL is used. It is of more clinical importance while prescribing the patients with, hearing aid rather than this. Okay. And the last but not the least, that is number 21, and this is pure tone aberrase. So what does this mean? Suppose this is the frequency of 500 Hz. This is the frequency of 1000 Hz. And this is the frequency of 20,000 Hz. And in audiometer, suppose a person at 500 Hz starts hearing at 0 decibel. And the same person at at 1000 Hz starts to hear at 10 decibel, and the same person at 20,000 Hz, 2000 Hz starts hearing at 15 decibel. So these are called pure tone aberrase, because these are the aberrase, decibel, average intensity at which the person it starts hearing at these pure tones. Okay, why it is called aberrase? Because it is tested at least for 3 times. It is also tested for at least 3 times. It is also tested for at least 3 times. So it is itself average for this frequency. It's average for this frequency, and it is average for this frequency. So together it's called pure tone aberrase. Okay, so pure tone aberrase is the average of threshold of hearing in these 3 speech frequencies. Okay, so I think we have come to an end of today's session. So I think this simple topic might be of some help to some of you guys. So thank you.